When it comes to love and relationships, one of the biggest mysteries is figuring out if someone secretly has feelings for you. Men, in particular, can be confusing when it comes to expressing their emotions. Some openly flirt and make their feelings obvious, while others choose to hide their emotions out of fear, uncertainty, or simply because they don't even realize how much they like you yet. If you've ever found yourself wondering, does he like me? Or am I just imagining things? You're not alone. Many people experience this confusion when dealing with a guy who sends mixed signals. One moment, he's paying extra attention to you, teasing you, or finding excuses to be around you. The next, he's acting distant or trying to play it cool. It's enough to make anyone overthink. The truth is, when a guy is catching feelings, his actions often speak louder than words. Even if he's not saying it out loud, his body language, behavior, and the small things he does or doesn't do can reveal a lot about his true emotions. He may not be fully aware of how obvious he's being, but if you pay close attention, you'll start noticing patterns, like how he looks at you when you're not watching, how he listens more intently to you than others, or how he reacts differently when you mention other guys. One of the biggest reasons guys hide their feelings is fear of rejection. They don't want to risk ruining the dynamic between you two, especially if you're already friends. Instead, they wait for signs that you might feel the same way before making a move. Some guys also struggle with expressing emotions due to past experiences, personality traits, or cultural expectations. Whatever the reason, their feelings don't just disappear, they show up in unexpected ways, like nervousness, jealousy, or a constant need to be near you. In this guide, we'll break down 12 clear signs that he's secretly catching feelings for you. These aren't just random behaviors, they're real indicators based on how attraction and emotional connection naturally develop. If you recognize multiple signs on this list, chances are he sees you as more than just a friend, even if he hasn't admitted it yet. By the end of this, you'll have a much better idea of whether he's truly into you or if his actions are just friendly. Understanding these signs can help you decide your next move, whether that's giving him more signals to encourage him to open up or simply knowing where you stand. Love and attraction can be complicated, but once you learn to read between the lines, it becomes much easier to see the truth. So, if you're ready to decode his behavior and find out what's really going on in his mind, let's dive into the 12 signs that he's secretly catching feelings for you. 1. He texts you first, more often. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, one of the biggest signs is that he texts you first, more often. This might seem like a small thing, but in reality, it shows a lot about his interest in you. At first, he might text you occasionally, but as his feelings grow, you'll notice that he initiates conversations more frequently. He doesn't just reply to your messages, he actively tries to start a conversation, whether it's a simple, "Good morning," or a random meme that reminds him of you. This is because he enjoys talking to you and wants to stay connected, even when there's nothing specific to talk about. Another key sign is that he doesn't just text when he needs something. He texts just to check on you, ask how your day was, or share little details about his own life. This shows that you're on his mind, and he genuinely wants to engage with you beyond just casual chatting. You may also notice that he responds quickly to your messages. Even if he's busy, he makes an effort to reply as soon as possible because he values your conversations. If a guy isn't interested, he won't put in that much effort. He'll reply late, keep conversations short, or even leave you on read. But if he likes you, he'll find ways to keep the conversation going, even if it's just by asking simple follow-up questions. So, if you notice that he consistently texts you first and seems eager to talk, it's a strong sign that he's developing feelings for you. He might not say it out loud yet, but his actions are speaking louder than words. 2. He remembers small details about you. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he pays close attention to the little things you say and do. Even if it seems like a passing comment to you, he stores it in his memory because it matters to him. He listens carefully when you talk and remembers details that others might forget. Whether it's your favorite coffee order, the name of your childhood pet, or a story you told weeks ago, he brings it up later in conversation, surprising you with how much he remembers. This isn't just about having a good memory, it's about genuine interest. When someone cares, they naturally hold on to details because they see value in them. He might recall your favorite movie and suggest watching it together, or he could mention a small goal you once talked about and ask how it's going. These little moments show that he truly listens and wants to make you feel special. His actions reflect his feelings even more. If you once mentioned that you love a particular snack, he might casually bring it for you one day. If you talked about a stressful upcoming event, he checks in to ask how it went. He notices changes, like a new hairstyle or a different tone in your voice, and comments on them because he's paying attention. Even when you don't realize it, he's collecting these small details because you're important to him. It's his way of showing that he values you, your thoughts, and everything that makes you unique. 3. He finds excuses to be around you. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he looks for any reason to be around you. Even if there's no real need, he will find small ways to stay close, just to spend more time with you. He might suddenly take an interest in things you like or conveniently show up where he knows you'll be. It could be as simple as joining a group activity he knows you're part of, or offering to help you with something just to be near you. His presence becomes more frequent, and you'll notice that he lingers even when the conversation is over. If you're in a group, he naturally gravitates toward you, choosing to sit next to you or engage in side conversations just to get your attention. Even when he has other things to do, he finds ways to stay a little longer, making excuses that don't always add up. He also creates opportunities to see you outside of usual settings. Maybe he casually suggests grabbing coffee, asks for help with something minor, or invites you to events where he knows you'll feel comfortable. These aren't just random moments. They're subtle efforts to be in your space without making it obvious. You might also notice that he volunteers to do things for you that he wouldn't normally do for others, whether it's offering a ride, helping with a small task, or waiting for you when he doesn't have to. These little actions reveal his growing feelings. Even if he hasn't expressed it directly, his constant presence is a clear sign that he enjoys being around you more than anyone else. 4. He gets jealous, but hides it. When a guy has feelings for you, he may not openly admit it, but his emotions can sometimes betray him, especially when jealousy kicks in. He might act like he doesn't care, but subtle signs will reveal that he's bothered when he sees you with someone else or talking about another guy. Instead of expressing his jealousy directly, he hides it through small changes in his behavior, body language, or tone. His mood might shift suddenly when you mention another guy's name, even if he tries to play it cool. He could respond with short, uninterested replies or change the topic quickly. Sometimes he might make light-hearted jokes or sarcastic comments about the person you're talking about, as if he's trying to downplay his feelings while still showing that he's affected. Another sign is his sudden increase in attention whenever another guy is around. He may start acting differently, talking louder, cracking more jokes, or trying to impress you in subtle ways to shift your focus back to him. If he's usually relaxed but suddenly becomes more distant or defensive when a certain person enters the conversation, it's a clear indicator that he's feeling jealous but doesn't want to show it. He might also start mirroring your behavior unintentionally. If you mention another guy, he could bring up a girl in his life to see how you react. This isn't always intentional, but it's a way for him to test whether you might feel the same way. Even though he won't say it outright, his small reactions give him away. He's trying to hide his jealousy because he doesn't want to seem possessive or obvious about his feelings, but deep down, he's hoping that you'll notice. 5. He looks at you when you're not looking. When a guy is catching feelings for you, he can't help but steal glances at you when he thinks you're not paying attention. His eyes naturally find their way to you in a crowded room, and even when he's engaged in something else, his focus drifts toward you. It's not just a casual look, it's a silent admiration that he doesn't even realize he's doing. You might catch him staring for a second before he quickly looks away, pretending to be busy with something else. He might suddenly check his phone, look around the room, or act as if he was never looking in the first place. If he's more confident, he might hold eye contact for a moment before flashing a small smile or raising his eyebrows as if to acknowledge it. In group settings, he subtly observes you even when he's talking to someone else. His eyes light up when you laugh, and he notices the little things, like the way you play with your hair or the expressions you make when you're deep in thought. If someone else makes you smile, you might see a slight shift in his expression, as if he wishes it were him making you laugh instead. These stolen glances are his way of trying to understand you, admire you, and connect with you without making it too obvious. He enjoys watching you just exist, appreciating every little detail about you, even if he's not ready to say it out loud yet. 6. He teases you in a playful way. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he often teases you in a playful way. It's his way of creating a fun, flirty connection without making his feelings too obvious. His teasing isn't meant to be mean. It's light-hearted, meant to make you laugh, and designed to grab your attention. He might playfully mock something you said, give you a silly nickname, or exaggerate a small habit of yours just to see your reaction. If you mispronounce a word, he'll keep bringing it up with a grin. If you wear glasses, he might joke about how smart you look. It's all in good fun, and you'll notice that he doesn't tease everyone the same way. His jokes are meant just for you. Another sign is how he reacts when you tease him back. Instead of getting annoyed, he laughs and enjoys the back and forth, encouraging more playful banter. Sometimes he might even pretend to be offended just to keep the game going, making the conversation more engaging. His teasing also comes with a certain level of attention. He notices the little things about you, how you talk, the expressions you make, or the way you react to different situations, and turns them into inside jokes. This builds a special connection between you two, something that feels unique and personal. At the core of his playful teasing is a desire to make you smile and create a bond. He enjoys making you react, seeing your expressions, and finding ways to interact with you in a way that feels effortless and fun. Even if he hasn't admitted his feelings yet, his teasing is a clear sign that he's drawn to you. 7. He listens to you more than others. When a guy is catching feelings for you, he listens to you more attentively than he does with others. Even in a group setting, his focus naturally shifts towards you, and he remembers things you say that others might overlook. He isn't just hearing your words, he's fully engaged, making eye contact, nodding, and reacting in a way that shows he values your thoughts. You'll notice that he doesn't interrupt you or get distracted when you're speaking. While he might zone out in other conversations, with you, he's fully present. Whether you're sharing a funny story, venting about your day, or talking about something personal, he listens with genuine interest. He asks follow-up questions, remembers small details, and sometimes even brings up things you mentioned days or weeks ago. Even in a loud or busy environment, he tunes into your voice. If someone else is speaking at the same time, he still catches what you're saying. He might lean in closer when you talk, showing that he wants to hear every word clearly. His responses aren't just generic replies. They show he understands and cares about what you're saying. You might also notice that he seeks out your opinions more than others. Whether it's about a movie, a decision he needs to make, or just a random topic, he values what you think. He respects your perspective and remembers the things that matter to you, even if they don't seem significant. His ability to truly listen is a reflection of his feelings. When a guy likes you, your words matter to him in a way that others don't. Even if he hasn't said anything directly, his attention proves that you hold a special place in his mind. 8. He supports your dreams and goals. When a guy is catching feelings for you, he genuinely cares about your dreams and goals. He doesn't just listen when you talk about your ambitions. He actively encourages and supports you in ways that show he believes in you. Whether it's a career goal, a passion project, or a personal dream, He wants to see you succeed and be happy. He remembers what you're working towards and checks in on your progress, even when you don't bring it up. If you mention an important exam, a job interview, or a big event, he follows up later to ask how it went. His encouragement isn't just casual. He reassures you when you doubt yourself, reminds you of your strengths, and celebrates even your small achievements. You'll notice that he gets excited about your success as if it's his own. He shares helpful advice, offers to assist in any way he can, or simply reminds you that you're capable of achieving your goals. If you face setbacks, he doesn't let you dwell on them. He motivates you to keep going. His support isn't just in words but also in actions. He might send you resources, introduce you to people who can help, or even adjust his own schedule to be there for important moments. He takes pride in your ambitions and sees a future where you accomplish everything you set out to do. When a guy supports your dreams like this, it's more than just friendship. It's a sign that he genuinely cares about your happiness and wants to be part of your journey. Even if he hasn't confessed his feelings yet, his constant encouragement speaks louder than words. 9. He gets nervous around you sometimes. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he may not always be smooth and confident. Sometimes, he gets nervous around you without even realizing it. His usual relaxed demeanor might shift when you're near, and small signs of nervousness begin to show in his body language and behavior. You might notice that he fidgets more, whether it's adjusting his clothes, playing with his hands, or tapping his foot. He might stumble over his words, start a sentence, and then restart it, or even laugh nervously when there's no real reason to. His voice could change slightly, either getting softer because he's suddenly shy, or louder because he's overcompensating. Another sign is how he reacts when you make eye contact. If he holds your gaze for a second too long, he might quickly look away or pretend to be busy with something else. In group settings, he might seem extra aware of his actions, trying to act cool but occasionally doing something clumsy, like dropping his phone or forgetting what he was about to say. Sometimes, his nervousness shows in unexpected ways. He might tease you more, make random jokes, or even try to act uninterested just to cover up his feelings. If he's normally confident, but seems a little awkward around you, it's because he wants to impress you but overthinks his every move. His nervousness isn't a bad thing. It's a sign that he cares. When a guy likes you, he worries about how he comes across and wants to make a good impression. Even if he tries to hide it, these little moments of nervous energy reveal that you mean more to him than just a friend. 10. He mirrors your actions unconsciously. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he unconsciously mirrors your actions without even realizing it. This is a natural psychological response that happens when someone feels a strong connection or attraction. His body language, gestures, and even the way he speaks may start to align with yours, as if he's subconsciously syncing with you. You might notice that when you take a sip of your drink, he does the same a few seconds later. If you lean forward while talking, he might lean in too. When you cross your arms or adjust your posture, he unknowingly follows suit. These small actions aren't planned. They're automatic responses that show he's in tune with you. His speech patterns may also start to reflect yours. If you use certain phrases or slang, he might start using them as well. Even the tone and speed of his voice can adjust to match yours during a conversation. It's his mind's way of building rapport and making you feel more connected, even without words. Another sign is how his facial expressions mimic yours. If you smile, he smiles back instinctively. If you look surprised or excited, he reflects the same emotion, even before processing why. This mirroring happens because he's genuinely engaged with you and wants to create a sense of harmony between you two. Though he may not be aware of it, his body and mind are naturally drawn to you. Mirroring is a powerful sign of attraction, showing that he not only likes you, but also feels deeply connected to you on a subconscious level. 11. He reacts differently when you mention other guys. When a guy is catching feelings for you, his reaction changes the moment you mention another guy. Even if he tries to play it cool, subtle shifts in his behavior, tone, or body language reveal that he doesn't like the idea of you being interested in someone else. His mood might shift slightly. He could become quieter, less engaged, or even change the subject quickly. If he was joking around before, he may suddenly seem serious or distant. Sometimes he'll act uninterested, responding with short, dry answers like, "Oh, that's cool," or "nice," but his energy won't match his words. In some cases, he may try to downplay the other guy by making a light-hearted joke or sarcastic remark. He might say something like, "That guy, really," or find a small flaw to point out. It's his subtle way of showing that he doesn't see the other person as a real competition, though deep down, he's bothered by it. On the other hand, if he's feeling bold, he might test the waters by asking more questions. He could casually ask how you met the guy, what you like about him, or if you're interested in dating. His curiosity isn't just random, it's his way of gauging whether he still has a chance. Even if he doesn't express jealousy outright, his reaction will always be different when another guy enters the conversation. Whether he becomes quiet, playful, or subtly competitive, it's a clear sign that he sees you as more than just a friend. 12. He makes an effort to impress you. When a guy starts catching feelings for you, he naturally wants to impress you. Whether he realizes it or not, he puts in extra effort to stand out and show his best side when you're around. His goal isn't just to get your attention, it's to make you see him in a different light. You might notice that he suddenly starts dressing better when he knows he'll see you. He pays more attention to his hairstyle, his outfit, or even his scent. If he wasn't too concerned about his appearance before, he now puts in the extra effort, hoping you'll notice, even if he never directly asks for your opinion. Beyond his looks, he tries to impress you with his skills, knowledge, or achievements. If he's good at something, whether it's playing an instrument, excelling at work, or having a unique hobby, he'll casually bring it up in conversation. He might tell a story where he did something impressive, or subtly mention an accomplishment, all in hopes that you'll be impressed. His behavior also shifts when you're around. He might speak with more confidence, crack more jokes, or take the lead in group conversations. If he's normally reserved, you may see him stepping out of his comfort zone just to make a memorable impression. Even in small ways, he looks for opportunities to prove his value. Whether it's offering to help you with something, showing off his problem-solving skills, or doing small, gentlemanly gestures like holding the door for you, he's always finding ways to show that he's someone worth noticing. His efforts might seem subtle at times, but they're intentional. He wants to be the guy who stands out to you, not just as a friend, but as someone you could see as more.